That Man and His Manga.
Hello and welcome to That Man. This is an anime related thing. That's right, we're looking anime again. And the last few days I've been looking at my collection and seen some rather odd things. And those things are the clarifications given to some series. Some just don't make sense. Others are kind of, well, you'll see. So, what is the BBFC? They are a rating system in which they tell us whether or not, well, it's the general age rating for something. So, as we can see here, Star Blaze is $21.99. The complete series is recommended for people aged 15 or above. Now, I'm not going to lie, pretty much everybody ignores these. Which is, yeah, so everybody knows that person who had GTA when they were like 12. And so, yeah, it's one of those things. But at the end of the day, technically, if you're under 15, you probably shouldn't be owning this title. And most stores will ask you for some ID to show that you are old enough. But yeah, it's just some weird things. So one of the things that I've kind of seen is the inconsistency. So as I've got here, Star Blaze is $21.99. At 15, yeah, it's going to have some adult themes and stuff. I've not actually watched it yet because I've not watched Star Blazers 1 to 21.98. Ha ha ha. But we see that, and then we see High School DxD. You know, that ecchi series. That's a 15. You can watch that if you're over 15-year-old. But from one ecchi to another, you can't watch High School of the Dead unless you're 18 or unless you've got a Netflix account. Netflix do not ask proof of age. So yeah, I just thought it was quite weird how one ecchi is a 15 and another one is an 18. But people who are younger than that, who aren't old enough for that extreme thing of High School DxD, they're not old enough for Attack on Titan, you know, that series about people getting killed in war. But they are old enough to watch Mobile Suit Gundam, the original series, because that's only a PG, parental guidance. So yeah, you can never be too young to start understanding the horrors of war and the Earth Federation versus Xeon forces. But even weirder than that, the propaganda film Momotaro's Sacred Sailors is a PG, parental guidance. So yeah, that's just so weird to me how this series that was pretty much a Nazi propaganda movie at one point. Popeye is pretty much tread for war crimes in this series, in this movie. And yeah, as a documentary, I can understand maybe that a lot of people should see this and see how wrong things were. But yeah, I'm still kind of surprised that, yeah, it's a PG. All these cute little characters are going to war, potentially to die. Parental guidance. On the other hand, if you want to see One Piece, you have to be M. I don't know what M means. In fact, this is one of the things I actually understand the UK and the to an extent the Australian ones. So this is an Australian release. M, animated violence. What does M mean? Man. It means that man and his manga can watch this series or this movie. Actually, M stands for recommended for mature audiences. They actually explain it. But that's only if you're in Australia. If you're in America, you have absolutely nothing, because I've looked on these and yeah, I can't find any kind of age rating or anything on these. So we've got on here unrated. Oh, the kimono friends in that unrated thing. That must mean it's for adults only. But this one's got TV Ma. TV Ma. What does MA stand for? Mature angriness. Just your ma can watch this, but you cannot. Maybe the MA stands for man, and they just didn't put it on, and only that man and his manga can watch it. It's Young Blackjack. Not everyone's going to want to watch Young Blackjack. But the ones that I like the most are the ones where they're just not consistent at all. So, for example, we can see K-On! You can see season 1, but if you're a child with a parent, season 1, that's fine, but you've got to grow up to be 12-year-olds to watch season 2 in the movie, because you will not understand with your childish little brain. It's too much to comprehend. It's so weird. I love how Keon is a PG, and that's a Seinen, and everybody thinks that Seinen is just Berserk and Berserk related things, like, oh, it's angry and gory, it must be a Seinen. Keon's a Seinen and it's a PG. Fun fact that is fun, High School of the Dead is a Shonen title, and that's an 18. Yeah, it's almost as if these demographics mean absolutely nothing to the West. Moving on, we have Patlabor. You've got to be 15-year-old to watch the second series, or the OVA series 2, but if you want to watch it when you're not 15, you can watch season 1. Season 1 is absolutely fine to watch as long as a parent is watching it with you. And all good parents should be teaching their children about Patlabor and the Mobile Police, because it's an absolute fantastic series. But this is the same of other series. So one other series I want to cover before we end this up is Tiger and Bunny. So Tiger and Bunny, part 1, you got to be 12-year-old. Part 2, 12-year-old. Part 3, 12-year-old. Part 4, well, any child can watch that as long as they're with a parent. Which I find quite weird, that someone could watch the last few episodes of Tiger and Bunny when they're like, I don't know, I see, it's like parental guidance. Anyone can watch it as long as there might be something slightly more stimulating. But I like how it's just kind of like, I always kind of assumed like U was universal, suitable for all. Then it kind of went PG, which was kind of like 8 and up, maybe. And then went 12, or then there was 12A, because that was a thing that they did at one point. 12A, you can be 12, but you can have an adult with you, which is exactly the same as a PG, because you've got to have an adult with you. Yeah, but I really hope there's some child somewhere who's watching the last few episodes of Tiger and Bunny. They have no idea what's going on, and then there's the rest of them. So they know the outcome of the whole thing, but they don't know the rest of the plot. I don't know. I love how it's just like, we've got Blue Rose here of all of the characters. You can watch her as long as there's a parent watching with you in her scantily clad superhero outfit. Weird. I just think it's so weird, these age ratings. It's just kind of like, you'd think they would be consistent along the board, but no, they're not. And that's just a weird thing that happens in my general day-to-day life of being an anime collector. I just thought it was a weird little video to do. Is there any that you guys have got that are kind of the same? A weird little thing that is in your collection, but it seems to be missing compared to the rest, or it's out of the ordinary compared to the rest in terms of age ratings? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you next time. Thanks for coming, and thanks again for seeing. See you next time.